Yeah, so hi everybody. Thank you for joining us for our second workshop with the Oracle speakers, experts, workshop for startups and women entrepreneurs. Not only women, but other startups that have joined us today. Our topic today, I will have actually two topics, and thank you for Anthi and Elyas for sharing with us today. We have our first topic on social entrepreneurship, because it's very important for the startups to consider this option, and also building the confidence, maybe for public speaking or for other activities. I'll say the same thing in Russian, and we'll pass to Barno. Всем добрый день, спасибо, что подключились. У нас сегодня второй семинар с экспертами Oracle для наших стартапов, для наших предпринимателей. И мы сегодня поговорим на две темы: о социальном предпринимательстве, потому что это тоже важно для стартапов, какую-то пользу, да, социальную приносить обществу, кроме того, что деньги зарабатывать. И также поговорим о том, как навыки уверенности в себе, да, развитие уверенности в себе, может быть, для публичных выступлений, может быть, для других. У нас сегодня наши спикеры Анти и Elyas, они из программы Generation Oracle, и сегодня они поделятся очень интересными примерами. Спасибо большое. Слово Барно, наш семинар на английском с переводом на узбекский. Спасибо.
Assalomu alaykum hammaga. Bugun darsimizda sizlar bilan Oracle kompaniyasi bilan ikkinchi seminarni o'tkazamiz. Bugun sizlar bilan ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik va o'ziga bo'lgan ishonchni oshirish, jamoatda nutq so'zlay olish, shunga o'xshagan mavzu bo'yicha gaplashamiz. Va bugungi mehmonlarimiz Anthi va Elyas o'zlarining tajribasi bilan sizlarni tanishtirishadi.
Thank you. The floor is yours.
Okay, so I start. Okay, so hi everyone. I am Anthi and I am one of your speakers today. And I come from Greece, but I'm working in Oracle in the Netherlands, so I live here. I am a sales representative here in Oracle and part of the Generation Oracle program, which is a program for young and talented people like me and Elyas, who will give some new and fresh ideas to the company and fresh perspectives through some innovation projects. I have read about your business ideas, so I feel that I know you a little bit, and I want to tell you that I also speak Russian. И знаю, что некоторые из вас тоже говорят по-русски, и я хочу сказать вам, что если вам больше удобно спросить что-нибудь на русском, либо в течение презентации, либо в конце, тогда не стесняйтесь. Ладно?
Assalomu alaykum hammaga. Men Antiman, Gretsiyalikman o'zim. Hozir Niderlandiyada Oracle kompaniyasida yoshlar bilan ishlash bo'limida ishlayman ko'proq. Rus tilida ham bemalol muloqot qilishim mumkin. Shuning uchun savol berishingiz mumkin. Shu nima bo'yicha savollaringiz bo'lsa, hozir sizlarni ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik bilan tanishtirib o'taman.
Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to continue in English. And I'm going to start giving you the agenda with the topics that we're going to discuss today. I'm going to talk about social entrepreneurship. So I will start with the definition of it, and then I will define what a social problem is, so you can identify it. I will continue with some social entrepreneurship examples, and I will give the definition, and I will explain the 4 social enterprise business models that exist, giving you some more examples. And in the end, I will refer you some challenges that you might face in the future with your businesses.
Bugun sizlar bilan ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik nimaligi haqida gaplashamiz va ijtimoiy muammo nima degan savollarga javob beramiz. Shuningdek, ijtimoiy tadbirkorlikka bir nechta misollar orqali ko'proq kengroq tushuncha berishga harakat qilamiz. Va yana ijtimoiy tadbirkorlikni 4 ta modellari haqida gaplashib o'tamiz. Bundan tashqari, ijtimoiy tadbirkor duchor bo'lishi mumkin bo'lgan muammolar haqida ham to'xtalib o'tamiz.
But first, before I start talking about social entrepreneurship, I want to start with a story, a personal story that I want to tell you and keep it in mind so you can understand the value that just an idea can have and for you to remember that you can achieve a lot.
Sizlar bilan hikoyadan boshlaymiz, ya'ni sizlarda ish boshlashingizda birinchi sizlarda g'oya bo'lishi mumkin va bu g'oyani o'zi ham ko'pgina narsaniga erishish mumkin bo'lgan birinchi qadamlardan biri hisoblanadi.
So about two years ago, I was doing my master in international management, and I had to choose some courses, and I chose sustainable entrepreneurship, which is part of social entrepreneurship. And we had to make some teams of 5 people. We needed to come up with a sustainable business idea, create the business model, and pitch the idea in front of a committee. And the best idea would win a prize.
Magistraturani o'qiyotgan paytimda, ya'ni xalqaro menejment bo'limida barqaror tadbirkorlik kursini olgan edim va u yerda biz loyiha qilib, loyihamiz bilan musobaqada qatnashib, mukofotni yutishimiz kerak edi.
So my team had the idea to use some publicly available data and to create an emission score for big companies that would evaluate how sustainable these companies are. And that means that we came up with a percentage number that could show how sustainable a company is. And the investors could check this number first and in order to avoid some sustainability risks and costs. And our aim was to force every company to be more sustainable and to have a greener environment.
Loyihamiz shundan iborat ediki, biz ma'lumotlarni, ya'ni data ma'lumotlarini yig'ib, tashkilotlar, zavodlar mana chiqarayotgan zaharli chiqindilarni o'lchab, uni ommaga ko'rsata olish edi. Va bu raqamlar, masalan, qaysidir bitta zavod shunchadir miqdorda zaharli chiqindi chiqaradi, o'zini faoliyatida sohaga sarflamoqchi bo'lgan investorlar bu raqamlarni ko'rib, bu tashkilotlarni qanchalik atrof muhitga zarar keltiryaptimi, yo'qmi, shuni bilib olishi mumkin edi.
In the end, we managed to win the first prize, and we had to pitch our idea in front of investors, and we noticed that our idea is interesting for them. So in the end, we created a startup. Unfortunately, I'm not part of this startup anymore because of a personal reason that I had to stop my activities there. But the guys really carry on with the startup today. They have created their own website. They have managed to receive a funding from the Dutch government, and they already sell their products in the Dutch market. So I want you to remember that you can achieve a lot if you really work on your ideas.
Bu g'oyamiz, loyihamiz birinchi o'rinda oldi musobaqada va investorlarni e'tiborini qozonishga muvaffaq bo'ldi. Shu bilan birga hozirgi kunda ushbu loyihada qatnashmayotgan, qandaydir shaxsiy sabablarga ko'ra qatnashmayotganimga qaramasdan, guruhimiz a'zolari bu loyihani davom ettiryapti va Germaniyada bu loyihani ustida ish olib borishyapti, hozirgi kunda davom ettirishyapti. Bu demoqchi bo'lganimki, bu hikoyaning orqasidan siz nimani qilmoqchi bo'lsangiz, kichkina narsadan, g'oyadan boshlab turib, uni kattalashtirishingiz va bir narsaga erishishingiz mumkin. O'ylagan niyatingizga erishishingiz mumkin.
So now I'm going to give you the definition of social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship is the venture of starting a business with your main goal to solve a social issue, a problem in the society, and solving this problem, you will bring a positive impact to your community, the society, or the world. And yeah, so if we want to define the difference between a social entrepreneur and just an entrepreneur, it's the end goal of each of them. Just an entrepreneur pays mostly attention of the profit margins, how money he can earn, while a social entrepreneur is mostly interested in the impact that can have in the society. So he combines both impact and business.
Ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik nima degan savolga javob beradigan bo'lsak, bu biznesni shunaqa turiki, u o'zini asosiy maqsadi sifatida ijtimoiy qandaydir muammoni hal qilishni oladi, o'z e'tiboriga oladi. Shuning uchun ijtimoiy tadbirkor bo'lgan inson jamiyatga qandaydir ijobiy ta'sir ko'rsatishga, o'zini atrofidagi muhitini o'zgartirishga, insonlar hayotini yaxshilashga va butun dunyoni yaxshilashiga olib keladigan faoliyat bilan shug'ullanadi. Oddiy tadbirkorlik bilan ijtimoiy tadbirkorlikda asosiy farqi nima deganimizda, bularni ikkalasini oxirgi natijaviy maqsadini har xilligida, ya'ni oddiy tadbirkor daromadni pulni maqsad qilib qo'ysa, ijtimoiy tadbirkor o'ziga oliy bir maqsadni, qandaydir bir ijobiy jamiyatdagi o'zgarishni maqsad qilib qo'yadi.
But I don't want you to get confused about earnings in social entrepreneurship. Of course, you can have earnings. Often people ask, how can you serve ethically your purpose in social entrepreneurship if at the same time you're earning money? That's up to you. Of course, you can earn money because otherwise you cannot run your business. But I would say that at least 50% of your profits should go for the purpose that you started the business. And a thing that you should pay attention is to be transparent with your customers and honest and explain you why you started the business and how their contribution is going to help the society.
Ko'pchilik savol beradi. Ko'pchilikda savol tug'ilishi mumkin, ya'ni ijtimoiy tadbirkor qanday daromad qiladi, qanday daromadsiz faoliyatini davom ettirishi mumkin degan. Albatta ijtimoiy tadbirkor daromad qiladi. Lekin deyarli hech bo'lmaganda 50% daromadini o'sha boshida o'ziga maqsad qilib qo'ygan ijtimoiy sohaga yo'naltirishi kerak bo'ladi. Va albatta agar u daromad qilmasa, o'zini faoliyatini davom ettira olmaydi. Bu narsaga ham e'tibor berish kerak.
Now, let's define what a social problem is. A social problem could be anything that negatively affects a group of people in our society. It could be related to inequality. In some societies, not all the people have the same human rights or privileges. It can be related to poverty, racism, gender issues. Of course, there are differences between women and men that you could try to balance. We have the lack of access to education, lack of access to resources like water and electricity, healthcare-related problems and immigration rights. For example, after the war in Syria, many immigrants came to Greece, and many organizations really care about the health and the well-being. So they tried to start some projects to embed these people in the society. For example, I have a cousin and she's a psychologist, and with her team, she decided to create a program for the immigrants, and they started teaching them Greek, and they were offering to them free tickets to go to the movies or to other activities so they can be blended with the local people. So that's an example. And finally, we have the climate change and environmental problems.
Ijtimoiy muammoni hal qiladi ijtimoiy tadbirkor deb aytyapmiz. Ijtimoiy muammo deganda o'zi nimani tushunamiz? Ya'ni bular jamiyatdagi tengsizliklar, kambag'alchilik, irqchilik, gender muammolari va ta'lim ta'limdagi tengsizlik, ya'ni hamma ham ta'lim ola olmaydigan jamiyatlar. Undan tashqari suv, elektr, shu kabi gaz resurslarini yetishmasligi va sog'liq tizimidagi sohasidagi muammolar, immigrantlarning huquqlari. Mana o'zlarini hayotidan ham misol keltirdilar, ya'ni Gretsiyaga Siriyada urush bo'lgandan keyin Gretsiyaga juda ko'p immigrantlar qochib o'tishgan ekan. Shunda qarindoshlari ular psixolog bo'lib faoliyat olib borishar ekan. O'zlari tashkillashib, ya'ni bu qochqinlarga kayfiyatlarini yaxshi qilib, o'zlarini yaxshi jamiyatga qo'shilib, bir teng inson sifatida his qilishlari uchun teatrlarga, kinoteatrlarga bepul biletlarni berib, ularni vaqtini, kayfiyatini ko'tarishga harakat qilishgan ekan. Bundan tashqari yana ijtimoiy muammolarga ekologiyadagi o'zgarishlar, tabiat atrof muhitni o'zgarishi, atrof muhitdagi muammolar, bular hammasi ijtimoiy muammoga kirar ekan.
So now, the term social entrepreneurship is relatively new and appeared around 1918. And Bill Drayton, who you can see here in the picture, he's considered to be the father of social entrepreneurship with Ashoka, as he was the first that used this term. And his vision is a world where everyone can be a change maker.
Ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik qachon paydo bo'lgan? Ya'ni 1980-yillarda birinchi bo'lib Bill Drayton Ashoka fondini tashkil qilgan ekan. Bu fond nimadan iborat ekan? Ya'ni ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik, jamiyatdagi qandaydir muammolarni, sog'liqni saqlash, atrof muhit, inson huquqlari, ta'lim va shu kabi ijtimoiy muammolarni hal qilishga harakat qilayotgan tadbirkorlarga bu Ashoka fondi pul ajratib, mablag'ini ajratib berib, ularning faoliyatini yaxshilashga yordam beradigan tashkilotni boshlagan ekanlar.
Ashoka has supported nearly 4,000 social entrepreneurs called Ashoka Fellows who address global issues in health, environment, human rights, education, civic commitment, and economic development. So what Ashoka does is to find social entrepreneurs around the world who are trying to solve some deep-rooted social problems with their products or services, and they provide them with financial support. And I checked the countries that Ashoka has activity today. Uzbekistan is not of these countries, but I would encourage you to build a strong business model and then apply and try to be the first who will bring Ashoka in Uzbekistan. And I will share the link of the page later in the chat with you if you're interested.
Fondi butun dunyo bo'yicha 4000 dan ortiq ijtimoiy tadbirkorlarga moliyaviy ko'makni ko'rsatgan ekan. Internetda tekshirib ko'rganlarda O'zbekistondan hali hech kim bu fondga ushbu soha bo'yicha topshirmabdi va pul mablag'ini olishga erishmabdi. Sizlar bu fond haqida yaxshiroq o'rganib, internet orqali umid qilamanki, O'zbekistondan birinchi bo'lib shu fondni mablag'ini O'zbekistonga jalb qilib, ishlarni boshlashingiz mumkin bo'ladi deb o'ylayman.
So now I'm going to show you a product, and I want you to ask you if you think that the company that makes this product is a social enterprise or not.
Sizlarga qandaydir mahsulotni ko'rsataman. Siz bu mahsulotga qarab turib, ushbu tadbirkorlik ijtimoiy tadbirkorlikmi yo oddiy tadbirkorlikmi deb aytishinglar kerak bo'ladi.
So who knows this ice cream? Does any of you know this ice cream?
Kim bu muzqaymoqni biladi? Ushbu muzqaymoqni biladiganlar bormi?
Maybe you're not eating this ice cream in Uzbekistan. I'm not sure, but it's a really famous ice cream, at least in Greece, and I have seen it in Netherlands too. And the company that makes this ice cream is considered to be a social enterprise. And its mission is to make good to everyone who's connected to this business. So, for example, Ben & Jerry's is trying to find suppliers and farmers who are really taking care of their cows. They're not treating to them like milk machines, or they are donating money to initiatives about racism or the LGBTQ communities, and they offer a lot in the society. And the reason why they charge their ice cream more expensive than other brands, it's that they want to pay their employees a livable salary of $18.13 per hour.
Ushbu loyiha mahsulot yetkazib beruvchilardan o'zlarini uy hayvonlariga yaxshi qarashlari bilan ajralib turadi. Undan tashqari ushbu muzqaymoqni ishlab chiqaruvchilar o'zlarini xodimlariga oylikni yaxshi to'laydi. Yana bundan tashqari bularning xodimlari turli xil jamiyat tomonidan qandaydir bir qiyinchilikka duchor kelgan insonlar, masalan LGBT yoki irqchilik shu bo'yicha qiyinchiliklarga uchragan odamlar bo'lib, ular oyliklarini yaxshilab to'laydi va bu muzqaymoqni sotib olayotgan odamlar biladiki, to'g'ri, bu muzqaymoq boshqa muzqaymoqlarga nisbatan qimmatroq, lekin u to'layotgan pul kimnidir, qandaydir qiynalgandir odamning hayotini yaxshilashga sarflanishini va ushbu mahsulot tayyorlangan uy hayvonlari yaxshi qaralgan holda hayvonlarga nisbatan tabiatga, muhitga, atrof muhitga nisbatan har bitta choralarga yaxshi e'tibor berilgan holda yetishtirilganligini bilishadi. Shuning uchun ham ular ko'proq pul to'lashga tayyor.
So with this example, I want to show you that sometimes you can solve a problem with not just an obvious way. For example, here it's not the ice cream that solves the social problem, but it's the whole process of making the ice cream that makes the world better. If you just change the way that you make the ice cream, you find a new and better way to do it, then you can benefit the society.
Bu birinchi qarashda faqat oddiygina muzqaymoq bo'lib ko'rilgani bilan uni orqasidagi har bir jarayon, har bir bosqich insoniylik tuyg'ulari bilan yo'g'rilganligini, insoniylik hislatlari bunga jamlanganligini bilib olasizlar.
So now there are 4 social enterprise business models that I'm going to explain one by one and give you some examples at the same time so you can understand better. And these models are the hiring model, the one-for-one model, the awareness and cause model, and the environmental model.
Hozir sizlar bilan 4 ta ijtimoiy tadbirkorlikning modellari bilan tanishib o'tamiz. Birinchisi bu ishga yollash modeli, ikkinchisi birga bir modeli, uchinchisi bilish va ta'sir qilish modeli va to'rtinchisi atrof muhit modelidir.
So, as I said, the first model is the hiring model, and it creates jobs for people who have a barrier to employment. They might be migrants and refugees, people coming out of prison, being survivors of human trafficking, people with some addictions like alcohol or drugs, or they can have some mental issues or health issues like autism. And this model does not only help these people to find a job, but also tries to make them successful so they can retain this job.
Birinchi modelimiz bu ishga yollash modeli bo'lib, siz qandaydir biznes egasi bo'lsangiz, siz xodimlar ishga yollaganingizda ularni turli xil qiyinchiliklarga uchragan odamlar bo'lsa, o'shalarni sizlar qo'llab-quvvatlashinglar ijtimoiy tadbirkorlikda ko'rinishi bo'lar ekan. Mana shu ishga yollash modeli bo'lar ekan. Bu qanaqa odamlar bo'lishi mumkin? Ya'ni boshqa davlatlardan migrant bo'lib ko'chib o'tganlar, qochqinlar va qamoqda o'tirib chiqqan insonlar, shuningdek inson savdosiga duchor bo'lgan odamlar va turli xil narkotik moddalar yoki shunga o'xshash yomon qiyin narsalarga duchor bo'lib undan haligi qutulmoqchi bo'lgan va ish topmoqchi bo'lgan insonlar, shuningdek turli xil kasalliklar, masalan sog'liq bilan muammo bo'lgan insonlar, nogironlar yoki autizm bilan va ko'zi ko'rmaydiganlar, turli xil shunday jamiyatda o'zini topa olmayotgan, qiynalayotgan, sizga muhtoj bo'lgan insonlarni ishga yollash modeli ekan ijtimoiy tadbirkorlikni.
So let's take an example so we can understand this model better. So we have here the clean turn company that you can see in the picture. And this company hires people who have drug addictions. It's a cleaning company and hires these people because it believes that the past of each person cannot dictate his future. They want to change this stereotype. And the company, in order to make sure that its employees will not start to use drugs again, it's doing some drug tests randomly. And if someone will start using drugs again, they have the truth policy that they can go to the HR, talk with them, share their problem. And if they seek for treatment, then they can go to the hospital, have their treatment, and after that they can come back to the company and continue with their work, their job.
Ushbu rasmda sizlarga tozaluv kompaniyasini misoli keltirilgan. Bu kompaniya narkotik moddalar bilan davolangan insonlar, o'sha narkotik moddalarga o'rganib qolgan insonlarni ishga yollaydi va agar bular ish jarayonida yana o'sha holatiga qaytadigan bo'lsa, bularda shartnomalari bor xodimlar bo'limi bilan va u yerga uchrab, o'zlarining holatini aytib, kerak bo'lsa davolanishga borib, qayta davolanib kelib va ishlarini davom ettirishi mumkin. Shunga shartnomalarda shular ko'rsatib o'tilgan.
So we proceed with the second model, which is the one-for-one model, and it's when a company, for each product that it sells to a customer, gives one product for free to someone who needs it. In this category, I have two examples for you. The first one is the Tom's company. It's a company that makes pairs of shoes. And it started as a one-for-one model. And if someone would buy a pair of shoes, then the company would give one pair of shoes for free to a child who needs it. But today, this company is doing even more. So if you buy a pair of shoes or sunglasses, then the company will give a pair of shoes, sunglasses, water, a safe berth, and will take some bullying prevention initiatives to people who need all this.
Birga bir modelida sizlarga misol qilib Tom's kompaniyasini ko'rsatib o'tilyapti. Bu kompaniya tufli oyoq poyabzallarni ishlab chiqarish bilan shug'ullanar ekan va siz agar bitta poyabzal sotib oladigan bo'lsangiz, albatta bu poyabzalni siz qimmatroq narxga sotib olasiz va ikkinchi poyabzal kimgadir bu poyabzalga muhtoj bo'lgan kambag'al insonga bepul beriladi. Bu korxona hozirgi kunda bitta bepul poyabzal berishdan tashqari, masalan, siz agar poyabzal bilan ko'zoynakni sotib oladigan bo'lsangiz, xuddi boshqa insonga u poyabzal, ko'zoynak, suv va qandaydir psixologik qiyinchilikka uchraganlarga ko'mak ham berish bilan ham shug'ullanyapti bundan tashqari. Ya'ni o'zining ijtimoiy ta'sir ko'lamini yangi ham kengaytirgan. Bittadan bepul poyabzal berishdan tashqari.
The second example that I have for you is the Arabic Eye Hospital, which is a very famous example. And what they try to do is to eliminate needless blindness, such as cataract that some people might have. And they offer for free surgeries to these patients. And the model is actually that one patient can pay for the surgery of someone who cannot afford to have this surgery. the quality of the surgery that they receive is exactly the same, but the customer who pays may have some more benefits, like to have a private room, for example, in the hospital.
Bu modelda esa Aravent ko'zni davolash shifoxonasini ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik modeli ko'rsatilyapti. Bunda agar inson ko'zini operatsiya qildirsa, o'sha shifoxona boshqa o'sha operatsiyani o'ziga pulini to'la olmaydigan insonga bu operatsiyani taklif etadi. Va xuddi shunday ularga ko'mak, alohida xona, hammasi boshqalar bilan bir xil holda taklif qilinadi.
And when Aravit show that couldn't afford any more these surgeries, that couldn't stop them, they decided to reduce any unnecessary costs that they might have. And for example, they repositioned the beds for the patients in the hospital, so the doctors could switch more efficiently from one patient to another. Or when the prices of the lenses went higher in the market, they decided to make their own lenses, and they managed to create lenses for only $2 instead of $100, and the quality was the same with the existing ones in the market and even higher.
Katarakta bilan kasallarga operatsiya qilishdan tashqari bu korxona o'zini faoliyatini yana ham kengaytirib, ya'ni masalan shifoxona to'lovlarini kichiklashtirishga, ya'ni yotoqxona, kravatiga to'lovlarni optimallashtirib, shifokorni yaxshiroq qariy olishini ta'minlashga harakat qilishgan ekan, iloji boricha narxni kamaytirib. Bundan tashqari linzalarni masalan $100 bo'ladigan bo'lsa, bular o'zida $2 linzalarni chiqarishgan ekan, odamlarga arzonroq tushishi uchun. Hamma narsa o'sha insonlarning foydasi uchun qilingan ekan bu yerda.
So third, we have the awareness and cost model, which is a model where the products and services are designed and sold in that way that they can raise awareness among people about these social issues, and they get involved. And this kind of business donates at least 50% of its profit to donations, and donations that they happen to NGOs. And one example is the Roosevelt Coffee House, that every coffee that they sell, all the profits, 100% of the coffees go to some NGOs who support initiatives about hunger, clean water, and human trafficking.
Uchinchi modelimiz bu insonlarda bilishni va ta'sirni kuchaytiruvchi model ekan. Ya'ni bu yerda mahsulotlar shunday yo'l bilan sotiladiki, odamlarda qandaydir bir muammolarga bo'lgan e'tiborni oshiradi. Ularda o'sha sohaga e'tiborini qaratadi, jalb qiladi. Masalan, ushbu rasmda Roosevelt kofe uyini ko'rsatilgan misol qilib, ushbu kofe uyi o'zini 50% daromadini nodavlat notijorat tashkilotlariga, xayriyaga sarflar ekan va bu nodavlat notijorat tashkilotlari suv muammolari, toza suv muammolari, immigrantlar muammolari, shunga o'xshagan turli xil atrof muhit muammolarni hal qilishga faoliyatini yo'naltirilar ekan. Shu Rooseveltdan kelgan daromadni ishlatgan holda.
And although this model is not that direct as the previous models, the good thing is that it can reach a wide range of audience and make aware of the social problems, because there are so many people out there who want to help and do not know how to do it. So just buying a coffee, it's the easiest way that you can help.
Bu modelda narigi oldingi ikkita modeldan farqi shundaki, ular to'g'ridan-to'g'ri odamlarga qandaydir yordam qilgan bo'lsa, bu modelda boshqa tashkilot orqali qilinadi ishlari, lekin ko'proq ko'lamni o'rab olishga, qamrab olishga erishiladi.
Finally, we have the environmental model, where companies try to make a significant positive impact on the environment through their services and products. As I noticed, most of you have ideas that belong to this model. I saw some really good ideas about growing plants without soil or making some bags with sustainable materials. And I want to give you one more example in this category, which is Ecosia. Ecosia is a search engine that plants trees. It's like Google. You can search for things, and the company is using the ad revenues that is earning from your researches to plant trees. And until today, they have planted around 139 million trees around the world. And apart from that, they also hire they hire local employees that grow these plants. So they give job to local people as well.
Ushbu rasmda sizlarni loyihalar bilan tanishib chiqarganimda ko'p loyihalar ekologiyaga bog'liqligini ko'rdim. Bu juda ham yaxshi. Masalan, tuproqsiz o'simliklarni yetishtirish, gidroponika yordamida va ekologik toza sumkalarni tikish, shu kabi loyihalarni ko'rdim. Masalan, ushbu modelda bu ekologik model bo'lib, tashkilot o'zini faoliyatini atrof muhitni yaxshilashga sarflaydi. Bu tashkilot, masalan, Ecosia tashkiloti Google'ga o'xshagan tashkilot ekan va sizlarni undan foydalangan holda qandaydir ma'lumot axtatsanglar, undan foydalansanglar, kelgan daromadni daraxt ekishga sarflar ekan. Dunyo bo'yicha juda ham katta miqdorda hozir daraxtlarni ekishga muvaffaq bo'libdi bular. Va faoliyati shunga qaratilgan ekan, asosiy yo'nalishi.
I also have one video that a quick video that we can see about the mission of Ecosia, but I'm going to stop sharing and reshare because I forgot to share my screen with sound, so I apologize for this. And I will continue here.
Imagine you could turn this into this, or this into this for free by doing something you do several times a day already. With Ecosia, you can. Let me show you how. Our trees suck thousands of tons of CO2 out of the air every day. While they're at it, they protect wildlife and support farmers who are dealing with ever warmer and ever drier climates. But what does planting millions of trees actually look like? So first we figured out where are these trees needed most. That led us to focus on vulnerable biodiversity hotspots, bird migration routes, and environmental crisis zones. Then our tree planting experts sought out amazing local partners who do the hard work of growing and nurturing and planting the trees in these areas. Once they're in the ground, we continue to work with these partners using satellite tech and field visits to ensure that the trees survive. It's easy to make the switch. Go get started at ecosia.org. So go ahead, give our planet a big hug. She deserves it.
Yes, I actually forgot that this video is only in English. I don't know if maybe you could translate something or if it's
yes. Yeah, I would like to. Ecosia loyihasi shundan iborat ekanki, siz internetda har doim qiladigan ishlaringizni qilasiz. Masalan, Google'da ma'lumot axtarasiz. Shunga o'xshash Ecosiadan foydalanasiz va bu Ecosia kompaniyasi ko'rgan daromadini dunyo bo'yicha qaysi sohada, qaysi yerda muammo bo'lyapti, o'shani topgan holda o'sha yerga daraxtlar ekib, o'shalarni tabiatini yaxshilashga harakat qiladi. Butun dunyo bo'yicha faoliyatini olib borishga harakat qiladigan tashkilot ekan. Hammamiz bugun harakat qilib ko'raylik, shu nimaga veb-saytga kirib, undan foydalanib ko'rishga tanishib o'tamiz, hammamiz.
Oh, sure.
Imagine you could turn.
Great. So finally, I'm going to refer you some challenges that you might face when you start your business. Or some of them you have already started your business, so you might have faced them already. First of all is the lack of knowledge in entrepreneurship and in the sector that you want to solve the problem. And in that case, you need to find some ways to become familiar with this sector and the problem that you want to solve, so you have higher chances to be successful with your business.
Muammolar bilan haqida gaplashadigan bo'lsak, ijtimoiy tadbirkorlar qanday muammoga duch kelishi mumkin? Ya'ni qandaydir tadbirkorlik ko'nikmalarini yetishmasligi yoki sohadagi doir muammolar yoki mablag'ni yetishmasligi va nimani qilmoqchiligingizni, aniq bir tadbirkorligingizni yo'nalishi, nima qilmoqchiligingizni, qanday qilib o'sha siz yaxshilik qilmoqchiligingizni yetkaza olmayotganingiz ham muammo bo'lishi mumkin sizda.
The second challenge that you will face, I will say, is the lack of funding. Entrepreneurs constantly are searching for funding, and you really need to know the sources where you can find it. And if you not have enough money, you cannot go forward with your business. So companies such as Ashoka can offer you some funding if you apply and you have a serious business model and show them your revenues for the next 3 to 5 years. And then after evaluation, you might be the winners and receive this funding.
Barno, your mic is off.
Moliyaviy muammolar haqida yana gapiradigan bo'lsak, masalan, sizlar o'zingizlar tadbirkorligingizga qayerdan pul olishinglar mumkin? Loyihalarni yaxshi, mukammal qilib turib, Ashokaga o'xshagan fondlardan mablag' jalb qilishinglar mumkin. Loyihalarning ijtimoiy muhimligini ko'rsata olgan holda, albatta.
And finally, another challenge is the lack of clarity in the message of your business. When you start your business, you really need to have a clear message, why you started your business, what you're trying to achieve, and where the money of your customers are going to be spent. You cannot just be another online store or just a shop like the others. You need to have a message that differentiates you from the rest businesses.
Va albatta uchinchi bu muammoimiz, ya'ni siz nima faoliyat ko'rsatishingizni odamlarga yetkaza olishingiz. Ya'ni siz ijtimoiy tadbirkormisiz? Odamlarga tushuntira olishingiz kerak. Qanaqa ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik nimaligini va u qanday qilib jamiyatga foyda keltirishini, boshqa xuddi siz kabi faoliyat olib borayotgan tadbirkorlardan siz qanday qilib farq qilishingizni ma'lumotini yetkaza olish. Bu ham juda muhim narsa ekan.
So after what I have told you, all this that I told you, what do you think that is the most important thing that you need in order your business to go forward, apart from your passion, of course, for entrepreneurship and your hard work?
Nima deb o'ylaysizlar? Sizlarda you were asking about the challenges, yeah? They're facing at the moment.
Yeah, what they think that it's the most important thing that they need for their business to grow. And they can answer me on the chat, they can answer me orally, how they want.
Tadbirkorliklar o'sish uchun, rivojlanishi uchun sizlarga nima kerak? Shuni so'rashyapti. Xohlasanglar chatda yozishinglar mumkin yoki mikrofonni yoqib bemalol gapirishinglar ham mumkin. Sizlarga nima kerak tadbirkorliklar rivojlanishi uchun?
Okay, so I see consistently growth, defining a problem, targeting audience, and how our business can help. Of course, yes, growth. We want to achieve growth, of course, and we need to have a clear strategy. These are very important topics, but it's one more that we really need to go further.
Consumer, there is also an answer.
Yes, so let's take consumer. Consumer will give us the money that we need. He is the customer. So what we need to go further is the money, the funding that we can get. You can translate this.
Mijoz bizga nima beradi? Mijoz bizga pul beradi va bu pulni olish uchun biz nima qilishimiz kerak? Mijozga qanday qilib mahsulotimizni ko'rsatishimiz kerak? Shuni hal qilishimiz kerak.
So in order to get this funding, you really need to pitch your business ideas in front of investors. And to pitch these ideas and convince the investors about your business ideas, you really need to be confident. You need to build your confidence. And this is how Elyas is going to help us today and tell us how you can do this.
Mijozlaringizga yetib borish uchun sizlar biznesinglar boshlashinglar uchun investorlar, mijozlar oldida o'zingizni biznesingizni tanishtirishni bilishingiz kerak. Ya'ni pitch qilish orqali taqdimot qilishni o'rganishingiz kerak. Siz qanday qilib o'zingizni biznesingizni yaxshi tomondan ko'rsata olishingiz sizni muvaffaqiyatga, ya'ni mablag'ni jalb qilishingizga, faoliyatingizda mijozlarning ko'payishiga olib kelar ekan. Hozir endi loyiha davomida Elyas qanday qilib taqdimot qilib loyihangizga e'tiborni jalb qilishni o'rgatar ekan.
Okay, so I stop sharing and Elyas can continue.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anthi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I will share my screen and let me know if you can see it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So, thank you, Anthi, for explaining social entrepreneurship and everything that related to that. We heard a really great story, and also we saw some examples and a lot of stuff around that.
Ijtimoiy tadbirkor haqida hikoyalar va turli xil ko'rinishlari haqida bilib oldik. Juda ham yaxshi ma'lumotlar bo'ldi hammamizga.
Okay, so hello everyone. So this is Elyas from Oracle, and in the upcoming presentation, I will be speaking about how to build confidence and what is confidence and why it's important, and as I mentioned, how to build it. Yeah.
Masalan, tadbirkorlikda asosiy kerak bo'ladigan bir jihatlardan biri bu o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchni yuqoriligi va atrofdagilarga buni ko'rsata olishingiz. Qanchalik siz o'zingizni shu loyihangizga ishonasiz va o'zingizni bemalol tutasiz.
But before we start, let's talk a little bit about myself so you can understand me and how can you connect this with my talk. So the name is Elyas Daghistani, and I'm part of Oracle Generation Program, working as a sales representative in Saudi Arabia, and currently pursuing my master's degree in artificial intelligence while writing my own book.
Men ismim Elyas Daghistani. Hozir Saudiya Arabiyada Oracle bo'limida, savdolar bo'limida ishlayapman. Undan tashqari o'zimning magistraturani sun'iy aql bo'yicha o'qiyapman.
So before we talk about anything, we need to know what does it mean and its definition. So building confidence consists of two words. The first one is building and the second one, confidence.
O'ziga bo'lgan ishonchni paydo qilish, birinchisi bu qurish, ya'ni paydo qilish va ikkinchisi ishonch so'zlaridan iborat ekan.
Okay, so building. Building means is to make a structure and use things and putting things together in order to form something, like workers building a house.
Qurish deganda binolarni qurish, boshqa narsalarni qurishni tushunamiz ekan.
And confidence means that you need to have a belief in your own ability to do things and be successful.
Ishonch esa siz qandaydir narsalarga ishonishingizni va o'sha ishonchni ko'rsata olishingizni tushunilar ekan.
Now let's move and see why building confidence confidence is important and why it matters. Okay, so why does confidence matters? Confidence motivates you. Since you are starting to think about building your own work, motivation is a key to keep going forward and also to help you achieve your dreams and be successful in any area of life. And confidence also help you to look back at your previous successes, no matter how small, and use them to fuel your future.
Nima uchun bizga ishonch muhim degan savolga javob beryaptilar. Ya'ni ishonch bizni olg'a yurishga, kelajakka ishonch bilan qarashga va kichkina o'zimizni yutuqlarimizdan mag'rurlanib, yana ham undan ham ko'proq narsalarga erishishga yordam berar ekan.
So, confidence also can help you in your decision-making process. When it comes to making decisions, many people struggle that they have lack of confidence and naturally doubt themselves. But with confidence, it will help you make your own decisions and also help you keep going forward.
Bundan tashqari, ishonch yana bizga qandaydir qaror qabul qilishda juda ham muhim o'rin egallar ekan. Chunki ishonchsiz siz to'g'ri qaror qabul qila olishingizga, o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchingiz yo'qligidan o'sha ishni qila olmaysiz va bu sizni olg'a yurishingizda to'sqin bo'lishi mumkin. Shuning uchun ishonchni qaror qabul qilishdagi o'rnini ham ta'kidlab o'tyaptilar.
Confidence can help you also build resilience. It's normal if things that does not go in your way, and the things that you have think about does not turn out the way that you have thought of. But with confidence, you build strong resilience so that it can help you tackle any challenges that comes at your way and be more successful.
Bundan tashqari, ishonch sizda chidamlilikni paydo qilishga yordam berar ekan. Ya'ni hamma narsa ham hayotda siz xohlagandek bo'la olmaydi. Lekin chidamlilik, ishonch orqasidan kelgan chidamlilik sizga bu narsalarni yengishga va o'zingiz qilayotgan ishingizga o'zingiz bemalol ishonganingiz holda shu narsani davom ettirishga va yana cho'qqilariga chiqishingizga olib kelar ekan.
So, how to build confidence? In the next section, we will be talking some things that you can do to help you build confidence.
Qanday qilib o'zimizda ishonchni paydo qilishimiz mumkin? Bu keyingi bo'limimizda bu haqida gaplashamiz.
So the first thing that you can do to build confidence is to get things done. Confidence is a key when getting things done. If you achieve small or big goals, you are going to feel much better about yourself.
Birinchi yo'l bu qandaydir ishlarni qilish ekan. Xoh bu kichkina ish bo'lsin yo katta ish bo'lsin, siz uni bajargandan keyin siz o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchni ortganini sezasiz va o'zingizdan mag'rur bo'lasiz.
Monitor your progress. The best way to achieve your goal, no matter how small or big it is to break them into smaller pieces and also monitor those smaller pieces so in order for you to achieve your goal.
Keyingi usul esa o'zingiz yutuqlaringizni kuzatib borish ekan va uni kichkina qismlarga ajratib qo'yish ekan. Har bitta yutuqlaringizni ko'rgandan keyin, unga e'tiboringizni qaratganingizdan keyin sizga o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchingiz yana ham yuqorilab, yaxshi natija beradi.
And the third thing is to do the right thing. Your actions and your decisions define your character.
Keyingisi bu to'g'ri ishlarni qilish ekan. Qilayotgan ishlaringiz va qanday ishlarni bajarishingiz hammasi sizga o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchni yana ham orttiradi.
Exercise improve every aspect of your life. So stay active, create time to take care of yourself.
Mashq qilish, ya'ni bu siz doimiy ravishda juda ham faol bo'lib, mashg'ulotlar bilan shug'ullanib, doimiy ravishda harakatda bo'lish sizni cho'qqiga olib chiqadi.
Be fearless. Failing is not your enemy. It's fearing failure that truly cripples you.
Qo'rqmas bo'linglar. Xato qilish bu xato emas, lekin xato qilishdan qo'rqish bu xato ekan.
Stand up for yourself. Don't not anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want.
O'zingiz uchun tura oling, ya'ni o'zingizni himoya qila oling. Siz nimani xohlayotganingizni o'zingiz bilasiz va bunga kimdir xalaqit berishiga yo'l qo'ymang.
And also follow through. People respect people when they say that they are going to do something and they do it.
Boshqalarni chorlashga va masalan hurmat qozonishga harakat qiling ekan. Agar siz kimdandir nimanidir qilishni iltimos qilsangiz, ular bajarsa yoki xuddi shunday bir-biringizga munosabatda bo'linglar ekan.
Think long term, not short term. Know that long term goals will bring you far more happiness in the long run than short term comfort.
Uzoq maqsadlarni oldinglarga qo'yinglar ekan. Ya'ni kelajakni, uzoq kelajakni mo'ljallangan holda kichik maqsadlar bilan o'shanga qarab qadama-qadam bosqich bilan chiqib boringlar ekan.
And also do not care what other people think. There will be many people who will tell you you cannot accomplish your goals. Ignore that and keep going forward.
Boshqa odamlar nimalari haqida o'ylashiga e'tibor bermanglar ekan. Bu narsaga e'tiboringlarni chalg'itmasdan o'zingizlar qilmoqchi bo'lgan maqsadingizga asosiy yo'nalishni qarataveringlar ekan.
And finally, do more of what make you really happy. What do you love to do in your spare time? Sports or gaming? For me, is reading books, helping other people, and doing my daily tasks. What about you? What makes you happy? Let me know in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and tell me.
Va nihoyat oxirgisi, o'zingizga nima yoqadigan bo'lsa, shu narsani qilishga harakat qilinglar ekan. O'zlariga masalan kitob o'qish, sport mashg'ulotlari bilan shug'ullanish va odamlarga yordam berish yoqar ekan. Sizlarga nima yoqadi? Fikringlarni chat orqali aytishingiz mumkin yoki mikrofonda yoqqan holda aytishingiz mumkin. Kimga nima ishni qilish yoqadi?
For me personally, I enjoy reading books and also going out with my friends. And I do a lot of physical activities and enjoy some time with my family and also my friends. Yeah.
O'zlariga kitob o'qish, do'stlari bilan, oilasi davrasida vaqtni o'tkazish va sport mashg'ulotlari bilan shug'ullanish yoqar ekan. Sizlarga-chi nima yoqadi?
Can I answer?
Yes, of course.
Like personally, I enjoy practicing piano. I really like playing some melodies I found on the internet or heard somewhere. And I also love doing math. I'm really into it, and it always helps me to calm down and just to have fun.
Okay, this is great. So those things that you do that make you have fun and also enjoy your time, it will help you build confidence in the long run.
O'zingizga yoqqan ishlar bilan shug'ullanish ham sizga kelajakda ishonchni, o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchni ortishiga ham yordam berar ekan.
And here is the okay. So and here is the full list. If you want to write it down or if you want to take a screenshot.
Qanday qilib o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchni oshirishni ro'yxati ekranda ko'rsatilgan. Xohlasanglar yozib olinglar yoki rasmga olinglar.
And with that, I finish my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that I helped you and inspired you to build more confidence. And here is a book that dedicated to women on how to build confidence. It's called The Confidence Code, The Science and Art of Self-Assuredness, What Women Should Know by Katie and Claire. Again, thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask me or to ask Anthi as well.
Shu bilan taqdimotimni tugataman. Ekranda sizlarga taklif qilayotgan kitobimni rasmi ko'rsatilgan. Rasmga olib topib o'qishinglar mumkin. Ya'ni bu kitobda qanday qilib o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchni oshirish bo'yicha turli xil maslahatlar berilgan. Qanday savollaringiz bo'lsa berishinglar mumkin bemalol.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing? Okay, so the question is that I have a project, small project, and I'm planning to make a presentation for investors, basically. That's a startup, we can say. The question is that what skills do I need in order to make the presentation more successful? Any skills that I need to opt for prior to starting the presentation? Any soft skills I need. So one of them, as I have understood, that's confidence. Am I right? Yes, like talking confidently, believing in yourself. That's what I understood. Besides it, do I need any skills?
If you allow me to take this question. Okay, so when it comes to presentation, most of the people will not focus on the content itself rather than focusing on the person that's going to present. So the presentation is just a tool. You can use any other tools that you can have to deliver your idea rather than the presentation. So the focus on yourself first, and then the tools that you are going to use to deliver the message.
So what do you mean by other sources, you mean?
Can you repeat, please?
What do you mean with the word other sources? So you have said you can use other sources besides presentation. So what are these sources?
Yes, by other sources, I mean if you have like a model of your business that you are going to do. Let's say if you are selling some shoes, you can bring shoes, explain on it. You can use the whiteboard, you can use pen and paper. So let's say you have a whiteboard that you can draw on. So when you present your idea, the other person does not think, so this is the presentation. You have showed that like for 10 people, this is the same presentation. But if you are doing it, let's say in the whiteboard, it will be more personalized, and use any tools that you can have that and you think that will deliver your idea. I hope that clears things up.
Okay, thank you very much. Clear, understandable. Thank you.
I can add something in that. I would say that the most important skill is to go out to the investors and be, sorry, if the translator wants to explain first what Elyas said, and then I can. Sure.
Aytilarki, savol bo'ldi. Loyihamizni taqdimot qilganimizda nimaga ko'proq e'tibor berishimiz kerak deb savol berdilar va Elyas maslahat berdilarki, albatta birinchi o'rinda o'zingizni qanday qilib loyihangizga taqdimot qila olishingizga, o'zingizni qanday tuta olishingizga ham e'tibor berishingiz kerak dedilar. Ya'ni siz qanchalik loyihangizga ishonasiz. Siz qanchalik ishonsangiz, boshqalarni ham shunchalik ishontira olasiz. Shunga birinchi e'tiborni qarating va albatta masalan 10 ta investorni oldida chiqadigan bo'lsangiz, doskani ishlatasizmi, qandaydir tuflini olib kelib ko'rsatasizmi, nima bo'lsa ham bularga ko'rsata olishingiz, qandaydir e'tiborini jalb qilib ishontira olishingiz kerak dedilar. Hozir qo'shimcha qilishadi, yana davom ettiramiz.
So what I wanted to say, in order to go in front of the investors and to have a successful pitch, to my opinion, you need two things. The one is to have confidence, as Elyas said. You really need to practice in front of your mirror, your pitch like 100 and 1,000 times. You need to learn it by heart. And you really need to be confident and to look like you understand what you're talking about. And the second thing is the content, because after your pitch, there is a committee of people who's going to make you questions. He's going to ask you, how much revenue are you going to have in 3 years, and how much profit and how much costs, and how you're going to achieve your marketing strategy. So they really go really deep in your business model and your strategies. So you really need to be prepared to answer these questions if you want to get the funding, because they give you money and they invest in you, and they want to be sure that this money will be spent in a proper team, that you will make value with this money.
Investorlar sizga pul beradigan insonlar. Bu insonlar albatta sizni pulingizni, masalan sizga bergan pulini qanchalik oqlashini ko'ra olish kerak. Va aytib o'tganlaridek, albatta birinchisi o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchingiz, loyihangizni chuqur ikir-chikirigacha yaxshi tushuna olishingiz kerak. Ya'ni ularga taqdimot qilganda sizga turli xil savollar berishlari mumkin. Va ikkinchisi uni kontenti, taqdimotingizni kontentida turli xil jihatlarga e'tibor bergan bo'lasiz. Masalan, qanchalik chuqur bilsangiz, shunchalik yaxshi. Savollar bo'lishi mumkin taqdimot jarayonida marketing strategiya bo'yicha yoki moliyaviy to'xtamlarga kelishlari mumkin. 3 yilda siz qanchalik daromad ko'rasiz, qancha xarajat bo'ladi, shu kabi juda ham ikir-chikirli savollar bo'ladi. Bularga siz tayyor turib, o'zingiz bilgan holda, o'zingizga ishongan holda javob, aniq, to'g'ri javob bera olishingiz kerak bo'ladi. Shunda siz muvaffaqiyatga erishasiz taqdimot jarayonida.
I would also like one point on top of Anthi's point. You can also, while presenting your idea, you can notice the audience and see how do they react to the way you present stuff. Maybe you have some presentation, have 3 sections. Some of the audience are interested in one section. You can go deeper in that. And if you see that the audience is, let's say, get bored on one section, you can go briefly on that and skip to the other one. So yeah, so noticing the audience and personalizing your message based on their reactions.
Yana bitta qo'shimcha qildilar maslahat, ya'ni sizni eshituvchilaringizga taqdimot qilayotganingizda bilib olasiz qaysi jihatlariga ko'proq qiziqish bildirayotganligini va o'sha jihatni ko'proq ochib berishga qirralarini harakat qilsangiz, ular bilan o'zaro muloqotga kirishgan bo'lasiz. Ya'ni ularni qiziqqan yo'nalishi bo'yicha ma'lumot bera olsangiz, shunchalik siz muvaffaqiyatli taqdimot qilgan bo'lasiz, dedilar. Yana savollar bormi, qizlar?
Any other questions?
Maybe also from the chat. I'm not sure if there were any questions in the chat.
I accept them, and I think that there's not something. If I miss something, please let me know, but I think that they're not.
Yeah, I also don't see like questions in the chat, only like answers to the questions that were discussed.
Savollar bo'lsa bemalol so'rashinglar mumkin.
Yeah, I wanted to like thank you, Anthi and Elyas, for sharing like about social and entrepreneurship models and for confidence building. So just curious, are there like many social enterprises like in the countries where you live? Because in other countries, in Uzbekistan, it's like a very rare topic. Like in other countries, like social entrepreneur, like business considers social if you, for example, like donate to charities like several times a year, but like would not have, if I'm not mistaken, like correct me, like Barno and other colleagues, would not have, you know, just so many business models that you showed us today. But
yes, yes, there are many businesses that they are becoming social enterprises. And most of them, they are related to sustainability. So they are trying to sell sustainable products and to do all the processes with a sustainable way. And for example, all the companies and also the companies in Uzbekistan, because there are some global rules that businesses need to follow. And I guess Uzbekistan is not an exclusion. For example, there is the Paris Agreement that until 2030, all the the companies in the world need to decrease their emissions, for example. So every company is switching to a more sustainable model. And this is also a part of their strategy. Like, I read some annual reports of the companies today and the clients that I have, and all of them, they try to offer back to the society, to the environment, to help people. So there are many companies, and I'm sure there are many in Uzbekistan as well. It's not that obvious yet, but yes, there are.
Savol bo'ldi, ya'ni sizlarda davlatlarda qanaqa turdagi tadbirkorlik, ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik turlari bor? Biz O'zbekistonda qanchalik bu hali unchalik nima deydi, ommalashgani yo'q, lekin misol keltirilyaptilar, o'zlarini davlatlarida ham va boshqa davlatlarda ham hozirgi kunda ko'p tashkilotlar o'zlarini asosiy faoliyatini ijtimoiy muammolarni hal qilishga qaratishga harakat qilishyapti ekan. Masalan, 2030-yilgacha Paris Agreement bor, bunda O'zbekiston ham qatnashgan va bu kelishuvda shu narsa ko'rsatib o'tilganki, barcha tashkilotlar, ishlab chiqaruvchi tashkilotlar o'zlarini havoga chiqarayotgan va ishlatayotgan energiya manbalarini tabiatga zarar yetkazmaydigan qilib o'tkazishga harakat qilishlari kerak. Bu shartnoma butun dunyo bo'yicha hozir qo'llanilyapti. Shuni aytib o'tdilar. I also have a question concerning the confidence. I think, is it the same with male and female to build their confidence? Usually it seems that women tend to be less confident than men, especially in job market. What do you think in business? And what can we do?
So this is a great question. So if I understand your question correctly, you're saying that in regarding building confidence, how it can be differentiated between men and women. Yeah. So I have thought of this, and this is why I recommended the book, the Code of Confidence. It's directed directly for women on how to build confidence. Yeah. So if you maybe I haven't had the chance to read the book yet, but I heard great things about it, and if you can skim it or have, let's say, an overview, maybe you can discover a lot of things in that regard. Yeah.
Ko'p eshitganman, ayollar o'zlari tadbirkor bo'lganda ham o'zlariga bo'lgan ishonchlari kamroq bo'ladi deb shuni savol berdim. Mana bugun bergan maslahatlari ayollarga ham, erkaklarga ham bir xil to'g'ri kelar ekan. Shuni aytib o'tishdi.
Yeah, but when it comes to building confidence, there is some things that we do on our daily basis that help us build confidence, but it's in an unusual way. So for me, for example, when I wear sunglasses, like the sunglasses, when the sun comes like this, I feel more confidence. Yeah. And some people, when they dress properly, they get more confidence. Some people, when they use a certain perfume, that they get more confidence. And so find the things that makes you happy, like we mentioned, and do more of that. It will automatically build your confidence. And one thing that I would like to mention also, in the jungle, in the woods, some animals can sense others animals' fear and also sense their confidence. So like the lion. The lion is not the biggest animal. He's not the strongest, not the fastest, but it's his mindset that keeps him strong and keeps him confident, that and eventually in the end that make him the king of the jungle.
Juda ham chiroyli misollar keltirdilar. Savolimga masalan aytishdiki, men savol bergandim, ayollar erkaklarga nisbatan o'zlariga bo'lgan ishonchni hosil qilishlari har xil deb. Javoblarida aytdilarki, ayollar masalan chiroyli kiyimlari orqali yoki bir zo'r ko'rinadigan zamonaviy ochkini taqib olish orqali o'zlarini erkin, bemalol his qilishlari mumkin. Agar sizga shu narsa yordam bersa, shu narsani qo'llanglar deb aytdilar. Keyin yana misol keltirdilar. Masalan, hayvonot olamida sher eng katta hayvon bo'lmasa ham o'zini ishonch bilan tutganligi orqasidan u hayvonlarning qiroli hisoblanadi va hayvonlar qo'rqayotganligini biladi. Mana o'zim ham duch kelganman. Masalan, itlarni oldidan qo'rqib o'tsangiz, quvlaydi orqangizdan, deyishadi, to'g'rimi? Xuddi shunaqa, agar biznesda ham o'zingizni qanchalik ishonch bilan ko'rsata olsangiz, omadga erishishingizga osonroq bo'lar ekan. Thank you.
My comment, I have one comment for your question is, I want you, because I think that I believe I understand better your question because I'm also a woman. Just keep in mind that you are equal with any man in the world. It doesn't mean that because they're men, they are smarter than us or more capable. Just always keep in your mind, I'm the same good as him and I'm even better than him. This is what I do and I never feel less than a man.
Thank you. O'zim ayol kishi bo'lganim uchun bu narsani yaxshi tushunaman dedilar. Ya'ni ayollar o'zlarini qanchalik erkaklar bilan ish jarayonida teng his qilib, undan ham yaxshiroq bilishim mumkin. Yo'q, men erkaklardan kamroq bilmayman, men yaxshiroq bilaman deb o'zlariga ishonchni orttirish orqali ham ko'p narsalarga erishish mumkin deb ta'kidladilar.
And be yourself, because I have heard some stories from some women that they started their businesses, especially in the tech industry, that it's considered to be a man's world. And they started smoking to feel more related to man. They started to change their habits. Don't do this. Just be yourself, study enough, and you will achieve whatever you want, just with a lot of work.
Misol keltirdilar, masalan, ba'zi ayollar, ayniqsa texnologiya sohasida biznesga kirib borgan ayollar o'zlarini hamma bilan teng huquqli his qilishi uchun, o'zlariga ishonchni ortish uchun sigaret chekish orqali, o'zini boshqacha tutish orqali o'ziga ishonchni orttirmoqchi bo'lgan. Bu narsa noto'g'ri dedilar. O'zingiz qanday bo'lsangiz, shundayligingizcha qoling va shu orqali harakat qiling ishingizni rivojlantirishga. Thank you. Kimda yana qanaqa savollar bor? Savollar bormi? Ijtimoiy tadbirkorlik bo'yicha tushunarli bo'ldimi hammasi?
Oh, I would like to add one thing. So also when you want to ask questions like in webinars and in sessions like this, you need also confidence. So you can use this as a first step for a chain reaction for your, let's say, future confidence building project. So you can unmute yourself and ask, or you can use the chat if the time permits.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. Juda ham zo'r misol keltirishdi. Masalan, o'zingizga bo'lgan ishonchni paydo qilishda birinchi qadamlardan biri shunaqa tadbirlarda ekraningizni bemalol yoqqan holda o'zingiz ovozingizni eshittirib boshqalarga kimligingizni namoyish qila olish ham sizga bo'lgan, o'zingizda bo'lgan ishonchni ko'rsata oladi va mashq hisoblanadi. O'zingizni tayyorlang, bemalol gapirib fikringizni ayta olishga, savol bo'lsa so'rashga, xijolat bo'lmanglar.
Just imagine the snowball on top of the mountain. It starts small and it gets bigger. So let it be the first step here, if you would like to ask us.
Agar o'zingizga ishonchni orttirishni boshlamoqchi bo'lsangiz, ishonchni paydo qilmoqchi bo'lsangiz, birinchi qadam sifatida shunaqa yig'ilishlarda bemalol gapirib, fikringizni erkin bayon eta olishdan boshlang. Masalan, tog'da tasavvur qiladigan bo'lsangiz, tog'da kichik qor to'plami tusha boshlaganda u sekin-sekin kattalasha boshlaydi. Ishonchni ham xuddi shunaqa deb tasavvur qiling. Va sizni bemalol fikringizni ayta olishingiz shu tog'ni tepadan birinchi tushishi bilan bir xil bo'lgan holat ekan.
Yes, that's a great example. Thank you for sharing. I just also remember that that's exactly what I do. Sometimes I decided that I need to ask maybe one question, but to ask question on each workshop or on each webinar or whatever that I'm attending. And it just help a lot because you need to that famous saying, go outside your comfort zone, because I'm not like good. I mean, I'm not like in the first row of, hi, I have a lot of questions, but yeah, that's help because it becomes a habit, like exercise, like learning new language. Like the same habit that you need to acquire, I think. So that's a great advice. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you a lot. Everything was just great. I really enjoyed this lection.
Oh, спасибо большое.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and если есть вопросы, if anybody has questions, or we can like wrap up, like wait for 1-2 minutes for more questions, more inspiration to come to ask a question, and we can like finish for today.
Savollarga yana 1-2 minut kutamiz. Agar savollar bo'lmasa, mashg'ulotimizni tugatishga harakat qilamiz.
And I think maybe if there are no other questions, oh sorry, we can also take a group picture again, but I think there might have been just a question that I interrupted, so.
Which question did you interrupt?
Someone just came off mute while I started talking, so I'm not sure.
They were just thinking, I think. Yeah. Boshqa savol yo'q, qizlar? I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe we can like, thanks for reminding, do group photo. Please, пожалуйста, всех, кто может включить камеру, пожалуйста, включите камеру, чтобы мы могли сделать общее фото с камерами.
Hammamiz ekranlarimizni yoqib, rasmga tushib olamiz, esdalik uchun.
Yeah, so we're waiting for 1 or 2 people. Yeah, so thank you for everyone who put on your camera. So 1, 2, 3, and making a screenshot. Thank you. Just a moment.
Hammaga rahmat. Ekranimizni yoqib birinchi qadamni mana boshladik.
Yeah, thank you, dear Anthi and Elyas, for sharing great examples. And we have a lot of social models to think about now, and a lot of steps to build our confidence on. Thank you, Karina, as usual, for organizing, and Barno for translation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hammaga rahmat katta qatnashganliklari uchun, tashkilotchilarga ham alohida rahmat.
Our next workshop will be next Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, and we will talk about digital marketing.
Keyingi darsimiz keyingi seshanba kuni bo'ladi va digital marketing haqida gaplashib o'tamiz.
Thank you everyone and bye. Have a great day.
Hammaga rahmat. Yaxshi dam olinglar, sog' bo'linglar.